Hi, I'm Pete Fbodywarehousel. I'm with Fbodywarehousel, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you how to install this gold Pontiac windshield decal that goes on the windshield. What we have here today, this is a 1978 Trans Am, and this car is going to be getting a decal kit also. We'll be highlighting some videos on that as the decal kit goes onto this car. Now, the Pontiac window decals was a pretty cool thing that they used to do back in the day a lot more often than they do now, but it's a great little retro thing. Now, this is gold. This is the same as what your hoodbird decal. It has the paper top mask, the decal itself, which is going to be that bright gold, and then your backer paper. And installing one of these at home is cake to do. It's even easier if it's a T-top car, but this is a hard top car. We're going to show you how to do it. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure the windshield is fairly clean, and we've cleaned it once. We're just going to give it a quick wipe down. You can use alcohol for this, and a variety of different solutions. It's whatever you have kicking around and you're comfortable with. The other thing I like to do is take a new razor blade, and I like to scrape the windshield too. And to do that, you just simply run it straight across. And that way, if you have any tar or debris that's on the windshield, and I just found a piece right in there, it will prevent it from getting underneath the decal, leaving a bump in the decal. Alright, so we've got that cleaned off. We've got any extra debris off the windshield. We'll go through, we'll give it a quick wipe down. And there's two ways that you can install your windshield decal. You can install it dry, which is fine, but you're not going to be able to float it or peel it back up if you make any errors. Or you can moisten it just like you would, say, a hoodbird or a fender logo. And you'll be able to peel it up and work with it. Now, the easiest way to make sure that you don't get your windshield decal offset is to just pick a common point. And what we're going to do, we're going to come to the bottom of the sun tinning. The bonner is going to run it over there, put it right up against the window trim. And I'm going to, at the same level, run it over here and get a measurement. And our measurement is right at 52.5 inches. We're then going to get a measurement on our decal. Our measurement on our decal is 38.25 inches. So we're going to do the math. We're going to split the difference between the two, and that'll give us a centering point for which that we can lay the decal into place. We'll use a small piece of painter's tape to secure one side, and then we'll go ahead and begin to apply the decal. So when we got our measurement, what we did, we took our slack measurement and ended up with, a little over 7 inches. We want 7 inches over on each side. And this is slid down to the bottom of the window tint. We don't want it that low on the car, so what we're going to do is, working together, we're going to slide the unit straight up to about where we want it on the car, which would be right about there. Now we have it in place where we want it roughly, and this is where painter's tape is awfully useful. You can take a piece of painter's tape, run it on the edge. I'll give Bonner a piece here too. You can run it on the edge over there. You're going to make sure that you're flush all the way across. Now you've got it pretty much where you want it on the car. You can stand back from the front, take a look, and make sure it's centered to where you want it to be on the car. So we're centered where we want on the windshield. The only other thing we want to check before we start applying the decal is our height. So we're going from the top of the C in this case, and we are right at just under 1 inch. And he's going to measure on that side at the top of the P. And he's going from the top of the windshield trim down to the beginning of the top of the letter. So what we've done now, we had our left and right, and we've laid a piece of tape here for our horizontal lines, just so we have the proper measurement. And your decal has three things. You have a top skin, a bottom skin, and the decal itself. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to separate bottom skin from the decal and the top paper. And you'll just peel it back like so. Whoop. Try not to get your fingers too much in the decal to affect the adhesive. And then you're going to just work it back. And as you work each letter, you may get letters that want to stick onto the bottom paper. And when you do that, what you'll do is just sort of roll the top paper. Let go for a minute. And you'll fold the bottom paper out so that the decal has to stay with the top. Because there's two of us in this instance, we're going to dry apply this decal. And what we've done is we've just basically laid our decal back into our spec shots. And we're pulling it tightly on all four corners. And we're going to set it flush onto the window. Now when you set this on, and you can, on a bigger decal you would use a squeegee. On a smaller decal you can literally rub out all your air bubbles with your fingers. And the only thing you do want to be careful of is that you get all the air out of it and there are no wrinkles in the decal. Now if you wet apply this, it's fine because you can get all the decal, any bubbles or wrinkles or anything that's incorrect, you can smooth it back out. But since there's two of us here, we're just working to each other, to the center, and we're smoothing out each letter as we go. And then what we'll be able to do is in just a few minutes we'll be able to actually take this top coat off and this decal will be installed. Now with the windshield decals that we offer, you do want to wait roughly 24 hours before you drive the car in the weather. And that will give it time to set and cure into place good. And doing this with the wet application technique is the best way to do it if you're doing so at home with no help. If there's two people and you can do it this way works. When you're doing decals on your body of the car itself, it's always best to use the wet technique instead of trying to dry install a decal. But on a windshield decal, not a biggie, not too tough to do. Now we offer these in various colors at Fbodywarehousel.com. And now that we have that decal in place, we're going to give it about 10-15 minutes here and then we'll pull the top coat back off it. So we've waited about 15 minutes here, and now what I've done is I've just peeled back an edge so you can see the actual gold of the decal. Holding that in place with my finger, I'm going to slowly work this top paper off. And what you want to do is basically roll it back on itself, like so. You don't want to kind of pull it up and off, because it will want to lift the decal. You just roll it back on itself, and you start at the edge of each letter, the farthest edge, as you work into the next letter. It's very easy to remove. And if you have any edges that are attempting to lift it all for any reason, you can literally just smooth them back out with your finger and they will continue to bond down onto the windshield. If you do this using a wet technique, what you would find is in your squeegeeing you may have a stray water bubble in there, and you would just take your finger and smooth it around into a ball and then work it out to the nearest edge. Now the install on this takes, 15-20 minutes. A lot of that time is literally you're just time in between taking the top layer and bottom layer off. Fbodywarehousel.com, we're going to have this in a variety of different colors. Primary colors are gold and also the white, like what was used on the pace car editions. And we have a full line of decal kits. We also have a full line of how-to videos. Our videos are designed so that you, the owner, can see how the different products that are available for your car go onto the car, how they install, how they look when it's done. As always, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Fbodywarehouse 1. Visit us online at fbodywarehousel.com. Thank you.